I've just come out of the John Smith Stadium, and where Chelsea put on a fantastic performance to beat Huddersfield 3-1. You can actually see the ground in the background. Not very clearly, but it does look better than that, I promise you. I was actually really impressed with the ground. I thought it was really sort of individualistic. You go to a lot of these new grounds that look exactly the same, and Huddersfield, by far the best home support I've seen for a long time in the Premier League. I thought it was really good. And but far more importantly, Chelsea were fantastic tonight. I was very, very pleased to see a 3-4-3 formation. I think it worked really well. I think it was quite clear to see look, everyone in the comments, they're raving about it. I think it was quite clear to see that we create a lot more chances with three up front. I thought players that haven't got so much of a chance, like Pedro and Willian, I thought they were both fantastic. And I see Bakayoko mention a lot of people commenting on him. I thought he was fantastic tonight, which, you know, let's be fair, he's got a lot of criticism, and I think that's been fair enough because he has been poor, but he was very, very good tonight. Not just the goal, which I'm hoping to give him a real load of confidence, but also, you know, his general play as well. I remember in the second half seeing him do something on the right-hand touchline in front of our end. He was very, very adept at his passing, and the energy was there. And it's the Bakayoko we saw in Madrid. It's the Bakayoko we saw against Tottenham. It's the Bakayoko we saw at the Britannia against Stoke, and it was much, much better. It's a bit disappointing we didn't keep a clean sheet, but their header at the end was fantastic. Pedro scored a good goal. Willian's goal was a header that basically wrapped the game up before half time. So yeah, look, it's really, really positive. You know, I came on, I came on live on Sunday night after going to West Ham on Saturday, and I was pretty despondent because it was such a poor game for Chelsea, and I wasn't really sure where we were going. But it's, you know, this proves it's really not all doom and gloom. The title, it looks a little bit far away, but with results like this, and more importantly, I think performances like this, I think it's the main thing. We're just so much better, you know, so much more fluid. Lots of Huddersfield fans chanting here. It's quite fun. Yeah, we're so much more fluid. I think we created so many more chances, and I think that 3-5-2 had got a little bit stale. You know, I said it before the game. I don't know if you saw me and my mate. What was his name? The homeless geezer outside the pub in Huddersfield Town Centre. I think it got a little bit stale. I don't think we were creating enough in the field. I think Hazard was getting a little bit bogged down, and Morata wasn't really doing enough. But the three of them, Pedro, Willian, and Hazard, kind of dovetailing up front, worked so well today. And I got to admit, I wasn't very pleased. I wasn't very pleased when the lineup came out. I want to see a proper striker, but you know, I was wrong, and you know, there's a first time for everything. But no, it was a really, really great performance, and good atmosphere, and I think Chelsea will go home happy. No. Official Ryan just said Morata wasn't doing enough. I meant against West Ham, mate. Yeah, Jake Stokes said must praise Bakayoko, performed much better, and I think that's absolutely right. He was much, much better today. Second place in the domestic trophy, that's what this guy DRE is saying. I think that'll be absolutely fair enough. Obviously, we've been given Barcelona in the Champions League, which is going to be a real tough test. We're very close to a domestic trophy, actually. People seem to be forgetting that. We've got Bournemouth, I think it's, next week in the League Cup quarter-final, and one more game we're at Wembley. Yeah, see, cheers, Ryan. There you go. But yeah, it was a really good night. It's a night that we can look back on fondly, and hopefully this builds more confidence in the team as a whole, and really importantly, some of those squad players, you know, like, I mean, Bakayoko's not really a squad player, but he can take such huge confidence from his performance and his goal tonight. Equally, Pedro and Willian, they haven't had the most chances this season, and they were both great. Harry Truman saying 3-5-2 against Barca. Yeah, I mean, certainly away from home, I think that's probably the move, but I must say, I do think it was so noticeable playing 3-4-3 tonight, and how many more clear-cut chances we created. 3-5-2 against West Ham away, 10 men behind the ball. That just didn't work at all. You know, I mean, how many shots on target did we have? Really, 2. And you know, the finishing was so poor. Charles, I need a shout out, please. I know that is yes, Soph. Man, with my posts. Is David Luiz coming back into the team? Someone said, I don't actually think so at the minute. I think what was actually interesting, once the game was won, I think it was very interesting to see Conte took off. I think it was actually the right move, and I said we should take Kante and Hazard off before it happened, and obviously those two went off. But I think the real interesting one was Christensen going off for Ampadu. Good to see Ampadu get some minutes, but I think more importantly, it was Christensen being rested, and I think that was really, really key. And it shows just how highly Conte rates him. You know, Christensen is now one of the key players in the team, and I think in terms of David Luiz, you know, personally for him, that's not really good news. But you know, Batshuayi got some minutes at the end, which was good to see. I mean, obviously he would have liked to have started with Morata out, but we know that Conte's not the biggest fan. What do you think we need in January? Someone's just said. I think I'd like to see another striker. I really would. I think it's a bit poor that we only have Morata as a real target man. I know for a fact, by the way, that that Batshuayi will be allowed to go on loan if we do get another striker. Who that is, I'm not sure, whether it's Belotti, Aubameyang, even Jamie Vardy. These are all names that have been talked about. But do you think Batshuayi should have started or nah? I thought it at the time, but you know, I do think the three of them played so well. We saw it against Leicester away last season. Hazard had a really difficult job. I mean, he's clearly not a target man. He's not going to win. He's not going to win headers against Huddersfield defence. But he did very well today, and more importantly, Pedro and Willian on the two wings where they thrived last season, particularly Pedro, both fantastic. So I think that was really good to see. So you know, you can't fault Conte tonight. He clearly had a plan that not many people were thinking of, and it completely worked. Masonda situation. He was on the bench tonight. Would have been. I must admit, it would have been good to see him get some minutes. But you got to think Pedro and Willian haven't had a lot of minutes either, and he's very much kind of the fourth choice forward. I do think you'll see him possibly against Bournemouth in the League Cup, certainly against Norwich in the FA Cup. I'm looking forward to that, by the way. That's another good place to visit. But anyway, thanks very much for tuning in. My arm's getting tired by lifting the phone out, and more importantly, I'm cold. And so I'm going to go and have a Guinness, and then we're getting a taxi back into town for a curry. So I'll let you know how that goes. I'm sure you're absolutely buzzing. One last look at the stadium there. Really impressed with that. Yeah, really good night for Chelsea. Good night at the office. Come on, you Blues.